Hello pilots and future pilots, you're watching Pilot Preparation and today we'll be starting with CVSM RVSM topic which is part of regulations, and the probability of this topic coming in exam is 70% high, which is very high, right? And it will give you one question and 2 marks. Okay, so let us start with the analogy. Okay, so if we say there's a one lane road and this car wants to go in this direction, this car wants to go in this direction, can they pass? Yes, they passed, correct or not, right? But the life is not this easy because we live in India. There are not only two cars but many cars at a time. And that is the reason the congestion will be very high, right? So if the congestion is very high, what do? We make double lane, two lane road. One car is heading in this direction, they can easily head in this direction, and another car which is heading in this direction can easily head in this direction, and they can see if there's another car here, they can go in this direction or from this direction, and then they can go ahead, right? So very easily they can cross each other, very easily they can navigate, and they have a particular heading and they are having a separation here, right? These terms are very important because this is what we'll be discussing in just later on part. Apart from this, if you are having, this is easterly direction and westerly direction, but if the car is, car wants to go in north and south direction, then we have this type of roadways, and if this car is going in this direction, you can see this car has to stop for some time, right? That is the reason we have traffic lights and traffic police. So we learned that car is on land and they can stop and they will not fall because they are on land, but the plane cannot stop like this, right? And if one plane is coming like this, another plane is coming like this, they like this cannot stop and this can also not stop, right? So they may collide. So that is the case. And we can keep lateral separation, but again we will have a fear, the ATC will also have fear that they should not collide sometimes, or maybe they should not go past to their each other's place, right? So that can be an issue. So what do? Instead of having a horizontal separation like this, instead of having a like what do you say, instead of having a horizontal flying like this, we have vertical separation between two planes. Like if the planes were about to go like flight level 27,000 feet or flight level 270, so one will be given flight level 280 and another will be given 270, and it will be written in their flight plan, maybe by the pilot or the flight dispatcher. They will be writing what flight level they would like to assign themselves, and if that is available, that will be approved. Otherwise it will be changed, right? So in the end of the day, everyone needs a separation from the other plane. It can be of 1000 feet or it can be of 500 feet. Depends on what type of plane you are. There are only two types of plane, by the way. One is IFR plane and another is VFR plane. IFR is instrument flight rule and another is VFR visual flight rule, I hope. So we need to keep the separation that is vertical because that is more safer in nature. We can have horizontal separation and we do have horizontal separation sometimes, but vertical is what is more preferred most of the times. So what do? The plane does not go in east and west direction or north and south direction. It can go in any direction, all the 360 direction, because there is no particular road which is telling you, you should go only in this direction. And the cities are everywhere. We just learned that the plane can head in all the direction. Head means the nose of the aircraft can be in 000 direction, 010, 020, 013, or whatever direction it wants to head in or head towards. It can head towards that direction, right? So we need to segregate all these directions by a group. That group can be made in semicircles. That semicircle is what we'll be discussing just now. So if the plane is going in this direction, oh okay, first I'll make a circle. Okay, and I will say, if if I make a line like this, and if I make a line like this, and if I say that this direction from here, okay, from here, any heading from 000 to 010, 020, 030, 090, 090, and till 179, till 179, if a plane is going from 000 to 179, it is in one particular group, in one particular semicircle, right? This is one half of the semicircle. This part is one half of the semicircle. And I can say this is the easterly group because you can see most of them are going in northeast or southeast. right? Most of the planes are going in northeast and southeast if you ignore 000, which is complete absolute north. So we can say these are this is a easterly group, right? And if we see from 180 to full 359, because 360 will be nothing but 000. So if I take another headings, the plane heading is 275. So 275 is between 180 and 359. So it will come in group 2. Group 2 can be called as westerly group. Okay, all these are going in almost westerly direction, right? So we can say this direction is easterly direction. This group is easterly group. Okay, and this group is westerly group. Why we have made these type of two groups? Because we know that if one plane is going in this direction and if another plane is going in this direction, they may sometimes come head on like this. That is the reason we have made this type of two groups. That means if one is going in 090 direction, 090 direction, and another is going at 270 direction, 270 direction, then they may collide each other, right? So that is the reason that we have made these two groups, so that we can segregate or separate these two groups, so that if one is going in 090 and another plane is going at 270, then we can have a separation. So all these are headings from 000 to 179. What we can say, that is one group, that is easterly group, and from 180 to 359, that is another group, right? Like till here is the another group. So with this in mind, we can say that these planes will not collide with these planes, because we'll be keeping the separation, we'll be keeping in mind the separation between these planes, because this plane can collide with this plane. Like, I hope you are able to imagine that this plane is coming like this, another plane is coming like this. So we will keep the separation between these two types of plane, which are having different headings. Heading is 000 here, and here the heading is 180. So from 180 to 359, 180 to 359, we have one group, and from 000 to 179, we have another group. And you already know that in India, the VFR flights actually go till 15,000 feet. But when we are saying that below flight level 29,000 feet, what is the rule, or what is the separation rule? So we are talking about general in around the world. What is the rule which is followed, including in India? What type of rule is followed when you'll be flying? What type of rule you will be following for your VFR flight in cross country? Let's see that. So below 29,000 feet and above 29,000 feet, we are talking about the first scenario, that is conventional vertical separation minima. So both the diagrams which I will be making for below flight level 290 and above flight level 290, both will be conventional vertical separation minima right now. Okay, so let us see how to draw this type of diagram. Okay, so as I told you, to segregate the circle in two halves. So first semicircle will be from 000 to 179, and another circle or another half of the circle will be 180 to 359, right? So we have made this two section of the circle. Now let us assign the flight level to IFR flights and to VFR flights, because IFR flights are quite elite. Okay, so we can say IFR flights will be written up, IFR, and VFR flights are visual flights. So we can say VFR flights will be written here, right? So this is VFR flights, and this is the box for IFR flight. So we can say all the flights going in easterly direction, all the flights going in easterly direction will be odd. All the flights going in easterly direction will be odd in nature, and all the flights going in westerly direction will be even in nature. This will be even. So we learned that the planes having heading from 000 to 179 will be having odd flight levels, whereas the planes flying from 180 heading to 359 heading, all those planes will be having even flight levels. Okay, what does even and odd flight level means? So let us write here flight level, and here also flight level, here also flight level, and here also flight level. So flight level 10 means what? Flight level 1000 feet, that is 1000 feet. This is odd, and then 20 is even, then 30 is odd, 40 is even. 50 is odd, 60 is even. So what we can learn by this, all the odd thousands are in easterly group of IFR and all the even thousands are in the westerly group of IFR. Both are IFR only. So it can go till which flight level? It is till 290, right? So it can be reaching till flight level 290 and it can go till flight level 280 because we cannot go further than 290. So it cannot be 300, right? So it will be 280. So we just learned that if the plane is IFR and if it is going in easterly direction, it will have odd flight level. And if the same plane is going in westerly direction, it will have even flight level always. So this is the case of IFR. Now let us assign the flight level for VFR. We have not kept any flight level for VFR. That is not so. Actually, we have kept the flight level for VFR, but that will not be in thousands, but between thousands. So it will be like 1,500, 3,500, 5,500, and 27,500. Flight level 27,500 feet. So this will be the VFR in easterly direction. Whereas VFR in westerly direction will be copy of this. So this will be 2,500, 4,500, 6,500, and 28,500. So these are the VFR flight levels of westerly direction, right? This is west. So this is west and this is east. So this is east group and this is west group. And we can learn that if this was 10, this becomes 15. If this is 30, this is 35. That means what? All the odd thousands are IFR in easterly direction and all the odd thousands with 500 in it are all easterly direction for VFR flight levels. Similarly, all the westerly VFRs will have even thousands. Even all the thousands are even. Can you see this? All the thousands are even. So whenever you find a even thousand with hundreds, that means it is a VFR flight going in westerly direction, one of the westerly direction, right? So we'll understand this with an example. Okay, let us take an example like this. A VFR aircraft heading 180. So a VFR aircraft is heading 180, maybe flying on. So let us do this question. Okay. So if a VFR aircraft, so aircraft is VFR, right? And heading is 180. 180 means what? It is from 180 to 359 group. That is westerly group. 180 to 359 group is a westerly group. So a VFR aircraft heading 180 may be flying on which flight level? See, IFR flights always have thousands, but VFR have thousands and hundreds, thousands and 500 added to it, right? So we can say because it is west, it has to be even. Because it is west, it has to be even. Even 1,000 should be even. So 18,000 is even, and 18,500 is also even. But this is not even. This is not even. So definitely these two cannot be the answer. And here, if I say 18,000 and 18,500, which should be the answer? Clearly, this should be the answer because all the 1,500s come in VFR flight levels. So this is VFR also. So this is also VFR. So this should be the answer. This would be the answer if it was IFR. If it was IFR, then this would be the answer. I hope it is very much clear how to make the semicircular rule, and you don't need to remember or by heart everything about this, as it is very easy. Apart from this, in the same circle, if we see one more thing, if we see one more thing, you can see if two planes are going in same direction, that means if they're going in easterly group, if they're going in any direction, or maybe we can say both are going in 090 direction, let's say. If two planes are going in same direction, what should be the vertical separation between them? The vertical separation between this plane of same direction will be 2,000 feet. How, you may ask? Because if one is going at flight level 1,000 feet, just imagine, and another is going at flight level 3,000 feet, then there will be a separation of 2,000 feet. Now many smart people will ask me that why not we are taking here 1,500 feet? Because we are assuming, we have to assume in this type of question that these planes which are going in same direction are having same type of flight rule. That means either they are instrument flight rule or they are having visual flight rule. So either they both are VFR, or they both are IFR IFR. And if two IFR planes are going in same direction, the like minimum separation between them could be 2000 if they are going in same direction, right? And if even if you're going in this direction, the separation will be the same, that is 2000 feet only. You can imagine like 20 and 40 have a separation of 2000 again, and 25 2500 and 45 4500 has a separation again of 2000. So again, so if two planes are going in same direction, the separation will be 2000 feet. If the planes are going in opposite direction, if the planes are going in opposite direction, then the separation will be how much? See, one is going, see, we'll be taking again two IFR plane. One is going in 090 and another is going at 270. So 090 and 270. Just imagine if 090 is having the flight level as 3000 feet, and this plane is having the flight level as 2000 feet, then they have a separation of 1000 feet. So there's a 1000 feet separation in opposite direction and 2000 feet separation in same direction. I hope it is clear that we have 2000 feet separation in same direction. And 1000 feet separation in opposite direction. Now let's go to flight level 29,000 feet. And in this case, again, we'll be having the same segregation. So again, I'll be making the planes. If the plane is going from 000 to 179, the heading is between 000 to 179. I'll be making this group. I'll be having this group. And from 180 to 359, I have another group. 359, I have another group. Now, about 29,000 feet, there's a change in rule because there will be a lot of big jets and they will be at a very high speed. And because they will be at a very high speed, if they descend or climb sometimes, then there could be an accident which can happen. So we want to have a better separation between these big jets. So if to have a better separation, what we should do? We should have a better separation between VFR and IFR. Instead of having a separation between VFR and IFR of 500 feet, we should have a separation of 1000 feet. So this is the logic behind. So this is what we'll be doing at flight level about 29,000 feet. So let us start where we left. So again, we'll be making IFR group, IFR, and this will be flight level. This will be also flight level. This is VFR, and this is also flight level. This is also flight level. So we ended at 29,000 feet. So let us start from here itself. So I can write this is my 29,000 feet. And then I just need to make a dance move. So just like it's the time to disco, like this. So we can say this is 1, 2, 3, 4. Dance step 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Like this, you have to do continuously until you're tired or until you reach flight level 410. Okay, let's do this game. Okay, so 290, then 2300, then 310, then 320. So I started 1, 2, 3, 4. Then I ended at 4. Then again start from 1. So 330, 340, 350, 360, 370, right? And this is 380. This is 390. This is 400. This is 410. Like this, I ended at 410. Now you may ask me, if two planes are going in same direction, again, then what will be the separation between two planes? You can see these two. If plane is going at 29,000 feet and another plane is going at 33,000 feet, we have to assume that the planes are of same type always when we are talking about same direction. So I'm saying 29,000 feet and 33,000 feet, the difference between them is 4,000. So the separation is 4,000 feet. So the separation is 4,000 feet, which is very high, right? And if they're going in opposite direction, then the separation is like this. You can say 320 and 300. It is 2000 clearly. So it is the separation is 2000 feet. If two planes are going in opposite direction, the separation is 2000 feet. You can see the separation has drastically increased. In today's world, it is not feasible to keep this much of separation. And also, one more thing is, not many VFR flights fly in this particular region because all the big jets are IFR, right? So what we can do, instead of having a separation like this, instead of having a separation like this, that is 390, then another separation is 410, or maybe if we see this type of separation, that is 4000 feet, and this type of separation which is 2000 feet, we can reduce this separation by keeping a caution that only IFR flights are allowed. Only IFR flights are allowed which have all the specific equipment to fly RVSM. RVSM is what? That is a reduced vertical separation minima. The flight level for RVSM airspace is between flight level 290 to 410. So again, you have to draw like this. So 000 to heading 179 and 180 heading to 359. If the plane is going in this direction, that is east, so it should be odd flight level. And here we say it is even flight level. So again, I will start with 29,000 feet, then 30,000 feet, then 31,000 feet, then 32,000 feet, 33,000 feet, 34,000 feet, and till 40,000 feet and 41,000 feet. Remember, this RVSM airspace is between 29,000 feet and 41,000 feet. I hope you have enjoyed drawing these diagrams with me, and these diagrams will be directly coming in exam and you can remember it as it is, and it is very easy to draw. And let's do one more question. An IFR aircraft heading 180 may be flying on. The heading is 180 again. If the heading is 180, we can clearly say that it is in batch 2. Or if even the heading is, just imagine, 190, or maybe if the heading is 275, all these are batch 2. Batch 2 means westerly batch. Okay, this west batch, WEST, west batch, right? All these are west batch, right? If this is west batch, we have to also understand whether it is CVSM or RVSM. So please don't fall to the trap that it should be RVSM because we have just studied RVSM. It may sound like it should be RVSM. Okay, let's just do it with RVSM, though RVSM is not the case here. I'll tell you how and why. Okay, so if IFR aircraft is there, IFR aircraft heading is 275. Okay, this is west batch. West batch may, what all could be the flight level? The flight level could be, all the west will have all the even flight level. So flight level 320 would be the answer, and flight level 340 could be the answer, because the options would be 3. You may think that the flight this should be the answer, correct? You may think that this should be the answer in your exam, but this is wrong, because whenever it is not given that the airspace is RVSM, don't assume it to be RVSM. Always assume the airspace to be default CVSM. Always assume to be default CVSM. So if we assume it to be default CVSM, we can again say that this is west batch and IFR, right? So we can again make a box. We can say this is IFR and these are VFRs, IFRs, right? And both are IFR here. So what I can say, I can start with 290. This is 310, 290, 300, 310, 320, 330, 340, and 350. So what I can say, 310 and 350 are in IFR west batch. So what should be my answer? My answer should be this. I hope you enjoyed the class. If you really like it, you can even join our ground classes. Also, you can connect to us on WhatsApp on our different groups. You can ask doubts. And if you have any doubt regarding CVSM, RVSM, you can comment down so. And if you really appreciate our work, please like, share and subscribe for more videos like this.